Hello and welcome to the first of the play breakdowns that we're going to do here. And we're just going to start right off with the first possession of the game between Clemson and the University of Miami last year in the ACC tournament. So this is right off the tip, and we're going to go right into what I think was just a horrible defensive possession to start the game. So they bring it down here, and they start with a ball screen, okay? So we see this ball screen, and you can see that it's a hard show here by the defense. And in my opinion, number 2 on the defensive team is supposed to go over the top and get back to his man. So the guy guarding the ball, or guarding the screener who jumps out to the ball, does a really nice job here of showing hard. And then number 2 doesn't really get back to his man. So what we do when we hard show is we tell our guy who's guarding the ball after the screen, who was guarding the picker, to stay until you hear your teammates say, "I'm back." So he doesn't hear this because number 2 is not back, so he stays on him like he's supposed to. And so what does number 2 do? Instead of getting back to the ball, he kind of sags down here. And finally, the guy on the ball just says, "Okay, that's enough. It's time for me to go back to my guy." So now looking at the offense, at this point right here, this offensive player should have passed this ball here. And now we would have had a 3-on-2. This guy in the middle, these 2 guys on the weak side, and only 2 defenders. They would have had a 3-on-2. They probably would have gotten a dunk or a wide open 3. But you see he has his head down. He's really not even looking over his shoulder here at 25 rolling to the hoop. So the defense kind of gets off easy right there. Now, number 2, like I said, doesn't get back. He sags off. They end up switching here on the dribble handoff. But again, because 2 is late, he doesn't know what's going on. And you guys can see the first possession of the game, and these guys have no communication, and no one really takes the ball. And all you need really is one guy to just say, "I got the ball," and then that's that. Now, we talk about number 21 here, who's leaving the ball, which he's supposed to go find his man. He does a nice job of that. But then look, he never sees the ball. And what we have here, I mean, you're talking about like a good 4 or 5 steps where he never even sees the ball. And so what you have here is this guy driving right up his back because he never sees it. Now, the guy doesn't end up getting there, but the theory is he needs to turn his head right away and not run with his back to the ball. So now let's talk about the main point of this, and this is this weak side action. And this happens to my team a lot, and we're trying to do a triple rotation. So what happens here is you have a guy dribbling down the middle and your help side here on the weak side. So the first problem here is this guy right here up top. As you're going to see, we teach to bluff and recover because this guy right here should now pass this to 13 for an easy pitch and catch for a wide open 3. So that's why you bluff and recover on the strong side. But he doesn't do that, and luckily for him again, this guy doesn't see him. But you see how he completely turns his back. If this guy jump stops, this is a wide open 3 right here, okay? But again, he doesn't. This guy has his mind set that he's going to the basket. So what I wanted to talk about was this help side situation. So do you see how high this guy is? So let's say this guy on defense right here bluff and recovered like he's supposed to, okay? Well, the natural help side guy is here, okay? So when you have this driver coming down the middle, this guy is the only one who can help, right? Because he's the weak side defender. He comes over and helps. Well, what that leaves is this guy's wide open for a 3 in the corner. Okay, let's pretend he's in the corner. So you say, okay, well, the way to play it is to have this guy X out. Well, here's the thing. He's here. He's bluffing high, so he's jumping back to his guy. Whoops.
First time these 2 teams got together, they'll have an impact in this.
So he's here, and let's say he bluffs back to this guy, number 13, and this guy steps over to help because let's pretend that this guy is beat. Well, this is going to leave this corner guy wide open, and he's here, and that's a really long run to get to that corner for 3. So what we have decided to do is teach that this guy, after he bluffs, he has to turn his head and start heading this direction. As this guy passes him, it's basically like jumping to the ball over here. And now if he does pass it, he's got to sprint out there. And then probably the guy trailing the play, who would be number 2, would rotate out here. And this guy would step over and try to take a charge or stop the driver. So that's our triple reverse there. So again, 2 would be the trailer. He would step over here right into the middle of the paint, stop the drive. 4, who bluffed and was here, would head over to the corner. And this guy 2, who's trailing the play, would get 13. Now, if number 2 here can cut him off, then now everyone just goes back to their own guy, right? If he can get one more step over here and cut off this middle, then he jumps back and we're good, and there's no help necessary. The final thing that I saw when I was watching this play is just a complete lack of communication, across the board, So 2 should be saying, hey, I'm back. He doesn't. They should be calling switch here. They don't. So no one knows where to go. And then what ends up happening is both guys end up coming to the ball here. This guy's wide open. This guy overhelps. He's wide open. If this guy steps over a half step, this guy's going to be, you're talking about getting to the middle and having 3 different players wide open on this middle drive. And instead, he takes it all the way to the basket, misses the layup, and Miami's off the hook on the first possession. So, it's one possession, but man, we just see a lot of defensive errors happening on this possession.